my confidence came back. It came back even harder than it was before. And this time it was better. It was sweeter because it felt like I won a battle with myself. It felt like I won the battle. I probably didn't win the war because something else will probably happen later on in life. But today I won that battle. He doesn't deserve to win. All that hard work you don't put throughout your entire life, you just gonna let him take it away from you and tell you that you're a loser and let him tell you that you can't do it, that you can't do anything. You're just gonna let him tell you that and you're gonna believe it? You're going to let him do you like that? Yeah, I don't mind the little mess y'all see in the back. I just came from vacation, and I still need to unpack and do all the other things that you do after vacation, which is so annoying, but gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, how y'all doing? It's been a couple of days since I posted. It's kind of annoying trying to be consistent with a small channel because it's like, you're like, dang, 5 people gonna watch this, right? But at the same time, it's like, I got to speak my mind. I have things I want to say. So I'm going to say it. And sometimes I feel like I'm talking to 1,000 people. So I'm just going to do just that. Appreciate y'all for getting me to 30 subscribers. Okay. So I really appreciate it. And I'm saying this right now because I want to be able to look back at certain videos when I'm way further ahead. And I want to hear me say, thank you for getting me to 30 subscribers. So I can be like, wow, I was really at 30 subscribers at one point. So I got to throw it out there. Every milestones deserve a celebration. So thank you. I used to work as a forklift driver. And I wasn't just any forklift driver. I was the forklift driver. When I tell you I was able to whip that thing, I was whipping that thing. I was such a good forklift driver that I got promoted for lead. Unlike my 3rd month there. No cap, for real. Took me like 3 days to learn it, and I mastered it in like the 1st month. I was just good. Man, I'm talking about I was able to pop wheelies. I'm talking about like just bring the forks up. All I need was just one. I was able to just look at it just once. And I'll be able to stick the fork in accurately every single time. I was going to every level. I was driving the RT, and anybody that ever worked as a forklift driver know what an RT is. And RT is basically the one that, and for everyone that doesn't know, by the way, is basically the one that can go all the way up to the highest levels where you barely can see anything. And I was always trusted to go to those levels because I was such a beast. Some of y'all probably thinking, dang, why he bragging so much? Let me have this moment, all right? Because this is important. Anyways, one day, I'm doing my thing. I'm whipping, I'm over here backwards driving. And I know that's illegal, but I'm over here backwards driving. I'm spinning while I'm driving, not even stopping, just doing my thing. And I had something in mind of what I wanted to do, how I was going to spin out of where I was. So I was driving, right? Keep in mind, I'm driving backwards. It's going backwards. I'm driving out of nowhere. I was like, you know what? Let me spin back so that way I can be in front, so I can drive in front, so I can just drive regularly. So I tried to spin, and while I was spinning, I got too close to a pallet. And for some strange reason, my mind panicked, and I hit the pallet. I crashed into it. Thank God no one was there to witness that. Thank God no one was there because it was like on a Saturday, I was doing overtime, so there were barely anybody there. And it was just me. I crashed into it. And I was like, oh, dang. How did I crash? I've done crazier things than that. So how did I crash? All that confidence just started being questioned right there. And you know what happened? After I fixed that pallet up and I got back on that forklift, I was not driving that forklift the same way. The same confidence, the same bravado, the same arrogance that I drove with was no longer there. Now I drove like I was a scared kitty cat, like a newbie, someone who just started learning all over again. I was being more cautious. I was looking around my surroundings more. And now when I try to get the forks up so I can get a pallet, I was more hesitant. I started doubting myself more, like, can I do this? Can I do this? What happened was the image of what just happened to me, of me crashing into the pallet, kept replaying over and over and over again. My mind kept reminding me that I crashed, which means that I am not as good as I thought I was. And I started to believe it that day. That day, I was just so cold. I couldn't do anything right. I was too scared to even speed. It got that bad. The next day, I came to work thinking that maybe I done shook it off and I'll be fine. Got back on the forklift, and guess what? I was scared to even drive backwards. I was scared. For some reason, I was scared, and I knew it wasn't something that was consciously happening to me. It was something that was subconsciously happening, and it was eating me away day by day, hour by hour. And I just started low-key freaking out. The same Eli just wasn't there anymore. The same Eli that just was so good at driving, it seemed like it was slipping away from me. So while I was in the aisles, I was in one aisle, and I said to myself, no, this can't be happening. I know how to drive this thing, and I've been doing it for a minute now. I'm good at this. This is something I do. If it's anything anybody can say that I do well in here, it is that I drive the forklift. If you take that away from me, now what do I have? Said that to myself, and I said, you know what? I don't care what you think about me. I'm going to drive this forklift as if I'm still the best forklift driver in this damn warehouse. Facts. Guess what? Got back up on there. All the alarms sounding in my head like, hold up, slow down, chill out, stop. Remember, you crashed into that pallet. Remember, you did this. Remember, chill. Do not move without hesitation, Eli. Do not. I didn't give a damn. Got back on that, and I started doing everything I was doing. I was doing everything as if I never crashed into that pallet, as if I never got into that incident, as if I was still the best. And guess what? 4 hours later of me defying my brain's doubts, the doubts that are clouding me, just defying them and running through red lights and yellow lights. Guess what? Guess what happened? My confidence came back. It came back even harder than it was before. And this time it was better. It was sweeter because it felt like I won a battle with myself. It felt like I won the battle. I probably didn't win the war because something else will probably happen later on in life. But today I won that battle. I'm telling you guys this story because your brain will turn on you if you let it. Your brain is there to protect you, to serve you, to help you. One thing your brain is not here for is to kill you. Your brain doesn't want you to die. Your brain doesn't want you to fail. Your brain wants you to succeed at everything that you do. Your brain is afraid of challenges. You cannot blame it. That is what your brain is here for. Your brain is here to protect you. Your brain is here to make sure that you're good, that your genes get passed down from generations to generations and keep the bloodline going. Your brain is not here to entertain your antics. Your brain is not here to help you be the strongest person in the world. Your brain isn't here to help you be the smartest person in class. Nah, remember, what if you become the smartest person in class and then now you have all these things you got to worry about, all these doubts, right? All these doubts, all these problems that comes with being this successful. No, your brain doesn't want that. Your brain wants you to live life, chill, stay away from anything that's going to challenge y'all too much, and just die in peace. As long as the genes get passed on, you did your job. You can't blame the brain for that. But guess what? Everything that was made for a specific reason can be hijacked. Everything can be hijacked. I remember when I first had my first Android. It was my first Android. And I remember there were specific apps you couldn't download. It was Kick. I had the original Kick version, but there was another Kick you could download that had different versions you can do with it. And I tried to download it on the App Store, but it wouldn't let me because the phone wasn't made for that. The phone was blocked off from doing anything outside of its programming. But guess what? I found me a guy that was able to jailbreak that phone, and I was able to download anything I wanted. I was able to do way more with that. And today, we need to learn how to jailbreak your mind. Your mind is made for a specific reason, but you can always change that reasoning and do what you want, when you want, and how you want it if you learn how to jailbreak your mind. So let's break down the story of how I managed to become scared of driving in the forklift. to becoming confident again, of how I managed to defeat my mind's doubts and cries. So let's talk about it. The first step, I would say, to jailbreaking your mind is to talk to it. Talk back to him or her. Remember when I told you I was in the aisle and I said to myself, I don't give a damn if you think that I can't do this. I don't give a damn if you keep on replaying the same thing in my head all over again. I'm going to do it. The first step is declaration, talking to yourself. Talk to your brain. What I like to do is whenever I fall into this trap of where my brain tries to fight me and tries to turn on me, I talk to him as if we are different people. I separate my brain from myself. And I know that sounds crazy, but it feels like I'm talking to him. Like, I'm like, you know what, bro? You acting real annoying right now. I know I can do this. We did it before. So why are you acting like this? And then I just hear responses back. It's like, okay, well, you broke the pallet yesterday and we're not trying to get in trouble because we need money every 2 weeks so we can pay the apartment, so we can do this, so we can drive to work. We need to survive. And I'm over here like, okay, I get that, but we did it before. Why can't we do it again? Why can't we be confident Eli all over again? Why we gotta live like we're scared? I'm talking to him. I'm letting him know that I see him. I see what he's doing. It's basically my conscious is talking to my subconscious, right? I'm trying to bring my subconscious to light. I'm trying to tell him, listen, I see what you're doing, but I don't want to let it happen. I'm going to fight you on this and I'm going to win. No matter what, I'm going to win. My brain and your brain is here to turn on you, and it will turn on you whenever it gets the chance to. It will, okay? That's just what it's made for. It's going to turn on you. And even in deeper aspects in life, like depression, wanting to off yourself, it's just your brain turning on you. Your brain turning on you. And the crazy thing is we don't notice it, which is why I say it is good to talk to yourself. It is good to call it out. Call it out. Let him know that you see him. You know what he's trying to do. The reason why a lot of us fall into these dark spaces sometimes is not something that just happened overnight. It's not something that just happened like a big bang. It's not that simple. It's something that's been gnawing in the back of your head for days, weeks, months, sometimes years. And then one day it just takes over. Kind of like HIV. All right? It stays in your body for years. Then one day, boom, you're done. That's it. You can't be saved no more. Or cancer, the same way. But the thing is, I'd rather live with one leg than walk around with another leg that's going to potentially infect my entire body. And now I got to cut my entire self off. All right? I'd rather cut one part of my body off than cut everything off. That's the same way you need to look at your brain. Whenever it starts trying to poison you, start trying to make you think bad about yourself or trying to get you to turn against yourself, cut it off. This is the second part. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut the doubt off. Cut the insecurity off. What are you insecure about? What is it? What are you scared of? What is the thing that is talking to you? What is it trying to remind you of? Your failures, the fact that you can't speak to girls or you can't speak to guys or you can't hold a conversation, the fact that you don't have a dad, or the fact that you weren't raised with a silver spoon. What is it? What is the thing that is talking to you? What is the cancer that you can feel? What is it? Cut it off. Address it. And second, cut it off. Take it out your life. All right, because if you leave it there, it's going to affect your entire body. It's going to affect everything. It's going to take over your mind. It's going to be like a plague. And the worst thing about plagues is that even after you get through it, you will forever have scars, deep scars. And ain't nothing wrong with scars. OK, I'm not saying that scars are a bad thing, but I'd rather have not a lot of battle scars than have a lot of battle scars that I got to deal with after. All right? I'd rather figure it out fast. Cut it off fast. Get it out your life. You don't need that type of problem. The third one is to act. You must act, but not just any action. Okay, anybody can act. You can scream. You can talk to yourself. You can cut off the insecurity. You can do all that, but none of those will work unless you act. And the type of actions I'm talking about hard actions, tough actions. When that happened to me and I broke that pallet, guess what I did the next day? When I spoke to myself in that aisle, detected the problem, cut off the problem, here's what happened, right? I said, you know what? In order to completely cut that problem off, I must do things I rarely do to make my brain believe that we are still that guy. So guess what I did? I went through a tight aisle that had a bunch of pallets on one side and the rack was on this side, which means that if I mess up just once, I'm either going to break a pallet or I'm going to crash into the aisles. I mean, into the forgot the name, and where all the pallets are being held at. I'm going the rack, or I'm going to crash into the rack. Either one. But right now I'm in a very dangerous position because now I'm reliving my fear from yesterday. When I tell you, when I'm going through that aisle, my heart is thumping. My brain is like, yo, we about to crash again. We're going to mess up. It's over. We not going to have a job. They're going to kick us off this thing. My brain is just telling me, and guess what? I'm over here. Every time, every doubt that came in, I'm like, I got this. I'm looking. It's a tight spot. It's so tight, yo, because no one goes through there but me. I purposely went through there just so I can tell my brain that we are still that guy. There's no need to be afraid. I am the master of my reality. There's no need to be afraid. I'm telling my brain, we got this. And I'm going through that tight spot, bro. And all I just hear is just doubts and fears and everything. I'm just getting replayed that same scenario from yesterday. But I'm going through it. In the end, I made it through. And guess what I did? Spoke to myself again. I told you I got this. I told you I'm still that guy. Now what? What can he say to me? We just did something worse than we did yesterday, and we did it better today than we did yesterday. Now what? What can you say? And the thing about the brain is he's kind of persistent in his fear, because even after I did that, I can still feel a little something like, well, it's just only one thing. You never know. Guess what I did? Every time I had to go through the aisles, instead of going through the easy aisles where there were no pallets, I went through that same aisle the entire night. All right. I went through level I's. Keep in mind, level I is all the way on top. And you barely can see. My camera is broken on my forklift. It's broken. And I can't barely see. And I'm going all the way up there. That day, I put so many pallets on level I. It was ridiculous. Just there. Putting pallets on top of pallets. All hard stuff. I completely killed all doubts that day. That I am that guy. And you cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot change me. We're going to stay where we are and we're going to do what we have to do. And that's just how it has to be sometimes. That's just what you got to do sometimes. You just got to do the hard things. Do the hard things in life. And the hard things are going to make you better, man. Your brain can't compete with results. It can't compete with results. Like, all them doubts is giving you. When he sees the results, like, oh, dang, we actually did that. It can't compete with that. What is it going to say? That you still suck after you just did something 10 times harder than you ever did in your life? What is it going to say? Listen, if you're afraid to talk to people, go out. Talk to as many people as you can. That's hard for you. And your brain is going to be like, oh, wow, we did that. You have to be compassionate with your brain too, because it's only trying to do what it's told, what it's designed for. And it's like, he's scared too. All right, he's scared. He wants you to do good. He wants you to be good. He's scared. it's like you have to be compassionate with him. All right. When I'm going through that aisle and he's giving me doubts and fears, I'm over here like, bro, listen, I know what you saw yesterday, but I swear I can whip this for real. Come on, just give it to me. I got this. My dad would probably say that I don't listen to him or I don't really take his advice sometimes. But Dad, if you're watching this, if it's anything that you have ever taught me in life that I held on dear with, like I never let go, is when you told me, son, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do anything you put your mind to. And remember, that was the time I was telling you, bro, I can't do this. I can't pass this exam. It's just too hard. I see all the best kids in the class failing it. And you looked at me, kneeled down and said, son, you can do anything you put your mind to. You got this. If there's anything I've ever kept in life, that had to be the best advice anyone has ever given me. And to this day, I fight my brain consistently. I beat myself up. I fight. Man, I'm telling you, it's just a battle. Every day, it's a battle. It's a battle of identity. It's a battle of who you are supposed to be. And your brain is constantly trying to change you. It's constantly trying to turn on you, get you to like forget yourself. And you just have to be there to fight it every single day. You can't let him win. You can't let him win. It's just his programming. That's just how he is. But you can't let him win. He doesn't deserve to win. All that hard work you don't put throughout your entire life, you're just going to let him take it away from you and tell you that you're a loser and let him tell you that you can't do it, that you can't do anything. You're just going to let him tell you that and you're going to believe it. You're going to let him do you like that. Listen, it's just a mistake. We make mistakes. We're human. That's it. We're human. We make mistakes. Sometimes the flesh has needs. It has wants. And sometimes we fall into those needs and wants. But that's okay. That doesn't define you. That's not who you are. Okay? That's not who you are. It's just not it. It's just one mistake. It makes you human. Now you just need to fight your brain. Fight your brain and tell them, listen, we got this. We're going to change up. We're going to do what we need to do. And that is one of the best things about being human is that we get to change. We can change. Who cares if other people don't want you to change? Who cares what they think? You change. And I'm aware that there are some people in third world countries who are going through extremely hard times that probably cannot use this advice the way I'm giving it. Okay? But for the ones who was blessed with having choice, being able to do certain things or being able to be a certain way, please use this advice to the best of your abilities. Please do not take this for granted, okay? Because there are people out here who cannot do the same thing that I'm saying. So thank you for watching, y'all. If you made it to the end, you have a good day.